Championship and Game of the Week. Kendall Lewis alongside my partner Armand Brody here with you tonight. Glad to have you tuned in from wherever you may be. Armand, it doesn't get much better than this. We talk about less than 2 miles. These two schools separated, longtime rivals, and the second time that they played this season.
They are so used to playing twice in a season as well. So much tradition, legacy, history. It's a great rivalry. And in a contest like this with so much familiarity, it's going to come down to minimizing the mistakes, and your big playmakers have got to make the big plays here tonight.
Providence Day would be seeking their 4th state championship in the last 5 years. Charlotte Christian, a storied program as well. They've had 9 state championships in their program's history. And these two, Charlotte, North Carolina, the opening kickoff of the NCISAA State Championship coming up right after these messages on WCCB TV. See from really good kickers tonight. Elijah Boyth, the junior, has it teed up for Charlotte Christian. And of course, electric kick returners in this one as well. Steele Fletcher is back deep for the Chargers of Providence Day. They're in the red unis, white helmets tonight. Charlotte Christian, the white unis with the black helmets and blue pants tonight. Kendall Lewis, Armand Brody here with you on WCCB TV.
There's a bit of a delay, and we're trying to figure out why. You see the officials talking over with Chris James, the head coach of Charlotte Christian, on the far side. This atmosphere is pretty incredible, though.
Incredible atmosphere. I mean, no doubt about it. Packed house tonight here at Providence Day School. They were the top seed in the NCISAA state playoffs. Charlotte Christian taking down Rabun Gap a week ago in a wild one, 55-48. We'll get to that a little bit later. Here we go from Charlotte, North Carolina. Fletcher back deep for Providence Day. This one hops and gets past Steele Fletcher. He'll pick it up at about the 2-yard line. Fletcher, a little bit of space. Fletcher back across the 15. And something out of nothing there, Armand, to start the game for the Chargers.
We had a couple different errors on that kick. The kicker slipped as he drilled the ball. You're going to see it here as we pick it up on the return, and Fletcher had to track it down. And, of course, as dangerous as he is as a return man, he's able to make something out of that one and get the ball out close to the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Our first look at the Providence Day offense. Zaid Lott, the 6'4", 220-pound quarterback that Coach Greer says has a cannon. But, AB, let's get your keys to the game tonight for both teams.
Ball control is going to be so important. You got to keep this Providence Day School offense off the field if you're Charlotte Christian.
Lott on 1st and 10, and this one through the hands of Fletcher and incomplete.
Trying to get the ball to Fletcher early in this ball game. He and Gordon Sellers. You see him 5 and 6 over on the far side. Yep. These are dangerous weapons for this Providence Day offense.
Weapons all over the field for Chad Greer's unit, and that's what it is this year. 12-0, seeking their first undefeated season in program history. Lott on the keeper, and it's immediately blown up.
Good job by that initial hit by number 22, Cohen Kilgannon. He and his twin brother Ryder are two fantastic defensive players on this Charlotte Christian defense. They are all over the field from sideline to sideline. They cover a whole lot of ground.
3rd and long upcoming for Providence Day. It's a 3rd and 7 from the 21-yard line. Talked about Sellers and Fletcher, two dangerous receivers. Lott, good pocket. This one complete near sideline and hauled in by Sodoma on the catch, and then he's ushered out of bounds. And it's enough to move the sticks for Providence Day on 3rd and long.
Christian plays a zone coverage. Good job by Lott of just getting this one out in the flat. Really wise decision by the quarterback there to get that one out to Sodoma, who was wide open in the flat.
There's a look at Zaid Lott. You look at that completion percentage this year. He's thrown for over almost 2,300 yards. Just a rocket of an arm, as Coach Greer told us a couple of days ago in our call. And a good job by the Charlotte Christian defense getting in there. Ryder Kilgannon, who averages almost 9 tackles a game, to blow it up. He and his twin brother, Cohen Kilgannon, identical twins, and kids you're going to see at the next level a year from now. Lott on 2nd and 11 with time, fires complete. And just across the 35 to about the 37-yard line on the catch. That time was Aiden Gallows.
Just one of so many weapons that Zaid Lott has at his disposal here. He's got so many guys to get the ball to. So much talent on this Providence Day offense.
3rd and 2. Lott fires complete over the middle. Ball's loose and recovered by the Knights. Charlotte Christian has it, and they'll take over in plus territory. Henry Holbert, who goes both ways on the recovery.
One of our keys to the game was win the turnover battle. On the hit, a square hit right on the ball delivered by Jack Gullickson, the linebacker, knocking that ball free, and Holbert is there to recover it for Charlotte Christian.
Talk about a great way to start the game, and Coach James talked about that earlier today. Start fast, an excellent field position as we get a look here. Elliott Newcomb in this offense. Well, Charlotte Christian's offense has been explosive. 55 points we mentioned a week ago in their semifinal win over Rabun Gap in a shootout. And, of course, you talk about Elliott Newcomb, and you've got to talk about Jamal Rule, the Nebraska signee, number 23 in white, the bell cow in their offense, 159 rushing yards per contest. On 2nd and 10, here are the Knights. They hand it off to Rule, and immediately met. The PD defense swarms and meets him at the line of scrimmage, and there is a flag down.
Griff Galloway made that tackle. Flag is down, as you said. We'll see what this one is all about. Ooh, face mask on the defense.
Wow. So the forced fumble at just shy of midfield, recovered by the Knights with excellent field position, and then a face mask on the Providence Day defense. And that's going to move this football all the way to the 29-yard line. Take a second look.
Let's see if we can spot it. Didn't quite see it there. The flag was thrown a mix. I missed all that humanity, though.
E-step goes in motion. They fake the handoff. Newcomb fires complete. And good hands that time as they find Vincent Rosen, who is heading to play at Air Force in the Mountain West next year, on the catch.
Good job by Jack Gullickson, number 3, that are providing some extra protection there to give the quarterback some time to get that pass away.
Brings up 2nd and 3. Pickup of 7 yards on the catch by Rosen. Newcomb on the pitch. Oh, it's fumbled. The exchange and recovered by Providence Day. Griff Galloway. And just some miscommunication between Newcomb and Rule. And how about that? Each team with a turnover on their opening possession.
Christian gives it right back. And as you said, miscommunication, because Rule looks like he's not really expecting it, but also there's not much space. And then you've got Griff Galloway right in the middle there. May have been a better decision for the quarterback to just hold on to that one. Galloway is breaking up that play, and he and Rule, the quarterback and Rule, are so close together that there's no good spacing there.
Wow. Just when Charlotte Christian had all of the momentum, Zaid Lott and Providence Day will take over. Lott on a keeper, and a solid pickup there of about 6 yards on the scamper by Zaid Lott.
So much for winning the turnover battle, right?
Right. One apiece,
1-1.
It's going to be something to pay attention to tonight. And Chris James of Charlotte Christian talked heavily about that this afternoon, that they were dominated in their first meeting, 46-20. They got to protect the football. Lott again, bulldozing his way up the middle, and just keeps the legs churning. And a fresh set of downs for the Chargers.
Lott has developed so much as a passer, but he is so good as a runner as well. And what's impressive about Providence Day's offense is the fact that their linemen are so good and quick that they can get up to the second level of this defense and start blocking there and creating even more space for Lott to run.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for the Chargers. Handoff. This time they go to Gallows, who spins off one tackler, and a pickup of about 2 yards for Aiden Gallows. A tough runner, 5'8", 192 pounds. This is a kid that has battled injuries all throughout his career for the Chargers, and a multi-sport athlete. I loved hearing Coach Greer, AB, tell us that how talented he is on the lacrosse field here at Providence Day as well, and it's rare you see that at this level of high school football. 2nd down and 8. Lott will keep this one up the middle again, and another solid run for the quarterback, Zaid Lott.
Providence Day spreads these linemen out, and they get those guys running and racing, plastering defenders, not just at the first level of the defense, but on that 2nd and 3rd level as well. Do a great job of getting those linemen up the field.
3rd down and 4. Gordon Sellers, the top of your screen, number 5, dangerous. They fire this one out complete. It's enough for a 1st down. And on the catch, Bauer Sodoma, who plays all over the field both ways, and he's their long snapper with his 2nd reception of the night.
And he just comes off the line of scrimmage, and nobody from Christian accounts for him. He just leaks out in the flat, and nobody from the Knights is there to touch him.
Providence Day into Charlotte Christian territory at the 38-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for Zaid Lott. Under 6 minutes left to play, first quarter of the NCISAA State Championship. Clean pocket for Lott. In the flat again, complete. And that's the security blanket right now between Gallows and Sodoma. Gallows is a back that they can throw it to out of the backfield And that time, solid gainer as well of about 5 yards.
And this is why you don't want to give Providence Day the football with momentum, because they score so quickly. They come at you so fast, and they're just bam, bam. They come at you with all these body shots, and they just wear you down as a defense.
Lott on the keeper, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down. And he was close to the marker, and just short. I think we got about a 3rd and inches coming up for Providence Day here. Oh, they're going to give it to him. Enough for the first down. Boy, Chain Gang was a little slow there where they spotted the football, but it is a 1st and 10 for Providence Day.
Christian is historically an undersized defense, and they're going to have to deal with the size up front of Providence Day. That means that their guys up front have got to be physical and attack as hard as they can at the point of attack to get into the backfield against Providence Day's offense.
Lott again, he'll keep it up the middle. Now, they've had no answer on the quarterback keeper from Lott so far.
And why wouldn't you want to use his athleticism if you are Chad Greer, the head coach of Providence Day? This impressive Syracuse commit, a dual threat quarterback to a T. Can hurt you running, can hurt you throwing.
And Coach Chad Greer told us Fran Brown was here last week, stayed for the whole game to watch Lott. 2nd and 4. Fired complete into the flat, down the sideline. Big hit, but enough to move the sticks. Steal Fletcher, his first catch of the night, and take a second look.
How about the block on the outside by Sellers? Look at that. Physical out there. And Fletcher took that big hit but got the first down. But I love how Sellers gets in there with physicality. We got a flag, though.
And it is against the offense. Coach Greer talked a lot about playing clean, fast, and physical tonight, and really playing free. This team has played loose the entire season, 12-0. Played a really good schedule, even in the non-conference with Roman Catholic and Butler. This makes it a 2nd and 13. Lott pressured and hit.
Early in this game, Lott is making quick decisions. You see zone coverage again here and takes off. But once again, we're talking about a group of Charlotte Christian linebackers that can flow to the football well and that will cover from sideline to sideline.
And Charlotte Christian, you'll see it. They mix it up. Multiple on defense, a lot of odd man fronts, and sometimes even. Coach James trying to keep PD on their toes tonight. Lott with time across the middle and hauled in. Wow, what a catch. Max Castle on the reception, and he took a booming hit.
Look at the timing here by Lott. The blitz is picked up well on the right side, and he's got to zip that one just past Kilgannon, the linebacker. And good job by Max Castle there of holding on to that football even after the hit.
I'll tell you what, Jack Gullickson that laid that hit is a kid to pay attention to. Number 3 on Charlotte Christian's defense, along with the Kilgannon brothers. How about the catch from Max Castle, who is a part of that loaded junior class for Providence Day.
So the penalties, yep. 2 penalties there. They're going to offset. So they're going to do this third down here. There was a hold on Providence Day, and then you had a personal foul on Christian.
So they offset. It will be a 3rd and 11. Wow. If you're Providence Day, you hate to see that with the catch that Castle made in traffic, but it is 3rd and 11. Lott with time, clean pocket. Complete to Sellers. Sellers along the near sideline. His first catch of the night, Gordon Sellers, who is heading to play for Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers, shows off the speed.
Good protection allows Lott to step up, and how about Sellers in space? I tell you, He just seems to get better and better. Had 5 catches for 113 yards in their last game. Is off to a good start in this one, but looks like there's another flag here.
Ineligible man downfield against the Chargers, and it's going to back them up even further.
Providence Day shooting themselves in the foot a bit here. Let's take a look. I would have to take another look at that one to see who was downfield and shouldn't have been. But at any rate, it's a 3rd and long now for Providence Day.
Yeah, that's a 5-yard penalty, makes it a 3rd and 16 for the Chargers. Charlotte Christian breaks 4. Lott fires, just incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th and 16 for Providence Day. And let me tell you what, if you're not familiar with Providence Day, they have got a kicker by the name of Jacob Baggett, folks. This is going to be a 51-yarder. And Coach Greer told us a couple of days ago, AB, that he said, I've witnessed Baggett boom him from 57 in practice.
And said hit from 57 comfortably. That was the key word.
Yeah, comfortably. Here we go from 51, Baggett. Low snap. And wide left for Baggett. So the Chargers come up empty. Scoreless in the NCISAA State Championship. We'll be right back. The Knights take over on offense. A pickup of about a yard on the keeper that time for Newcomb.
Chad Greer was well aware when he spoke with us of Newcomb's ability to put the ball on the ground and run himself. Yes, he had 5 touchdown passes in that shootout last week against Rabun Gap, but Newcomb is also a dual threat quarterback. He does not mind taking off.
He had a huge scramble late in the game in that win against Rabun Gap, 55-48. Last week in the semifinal to help punch the ticket for the Knights here tonight. Handoff rule, and nowhere to go. He's tackled for a loss. How about Caleb Cooper in there for the TFL?
Really good penetration. Watch Cooper here. He's going to come on a blitz. Christian's trying to pull some of those linemen from right to left, and Cooper sniffed that play out beautifully for the takedown.
3rd down and 11 for Charlotte Christian. Charlotte Christian coughed the football up at the 22-yard line in PD territory, their first possession. This one complete to Jamal Rule. Solid pickup, and short of the marker.
Providence State giving a lot of respect on that last play to Vince Rosen, their star wide receiver. But Jamal Rule is so good, not just as a running back, but as one who can leak out of the backfield and make big catches for you. But Providence State is able to get the stop before the first down to force the punt here.
And look at this.
Or are they?
It's 4th and 5. Boy, Boyd and the punt team came out, and now look at this. PD trying to get guys on and off the field. And timeout is called by Providence Day.
I love this. I love this from Chris James. We talked about him needing to throw the early punch. This is a good way to do it. Make them think that we're going to punt and then rush our offense out there and create all kinds of chaos for Providence Day's defense.
Chad Greer forced to burn a timeout here with 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kendall Lewis, Armand Brody here with you in the NCISAA State Championship. And tell you what, both teams have made plays, each team with a turnover here in this first quarter. Something to pay attention to, that turnover battle as we go along. But it's been a fun field first quarter, a little bit of everything so far.
Chris James knows, let's face it, right? Chris James knows he's going to have to pull out some tricks here to win this game. They are not favored. They played last month. These two teams did. Providence State beat them by 26. Chris James is going to do whatever it takes to pull off this victory tonight. He's trying to win a championship.
It's 4th and 5, and the Charlotte Christian offense is on the field. E-step in motion at the top of your screen. Play clock at 2. And trying to draw Providence Day off sides, and it doesn't work. Timeout, Charlotte Christian. You got to like it, though. Chris James pulling out all the stops here, AB, in the first quarter.
When you're trying to win a title, that's what you do.
That's it.
I love the chess match.
You think about all the great Providence Day teams. You and I were talking off air. Hard to believe that they've never had an undefeated season with all the talent, all the Division I Power 4 players that Chad Greer has had come through this program for years. And then you think about Charlotte Christian. You go back, Chris James in year 3 is the head coach for Charlotte Christian. He was a 2008 graduate of Charlotte Christian, won a state championship when he was there. They've got 9 state titles as a program on this sideline. They have been 2 heavyweights in NCISAA for many years.
Providence State did not win the title last year. They lost to Raven Gap.
Yep.
And it stinks. And this team not only wants to win a championship this year, but Chad Greer was clear with us. We want to be the first team this year to go undefeated in the history of this school.
4th and 5. Boyd and the punt team is out now for Charlotte Christian. Oh, high snap. Boyd with time, though, gets it off. And a fair catch. At about the 42-yard line by Gordon Sellers. So the Providence Day offense will come back out with 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here on WCCB TV in the NCISAA State Championship.
Providence Day has done a really good job of getting Zaid Lott established as a runner here. We'll see if that continues on this drive. And what does Christian do to throw some different looks at this Providence Day defense to get them off balance a little bit? Maybe force Lott. He's been running effectively here. Can you force him with some zone coverage to see some strange things down the field and maybe lure him into another turnover?
Oh, Zaid Lott has been really comfortable in the first quarter so far. He'll keep this one up the left side this time. Lott, he shakes one tackler and wrestled out of bounds. Gullickson on the tackle for Charlotte Christian, but a solid pickup by Lott.
This is confidence, right? Look at this run. Great blocking on the perimeter. And then just get away from me. And then get off me. He throws Gullickson down and is standing tall at the end of the play.
6'4", 220 pounds, can make all the throws and beat you with his legs. Handoff out of a cannon, off one tackler, and still on his feet, near side. What a run by Gallows down the sideline and into the end zone for a touchdown. Aiden Gallows would not be denied. A 50-yard touchdown run by Gallows.
Human beings are not supposed to do this. 1, 2, get off me! What a run by Gallows. It starts with great blocking up front. They pull some linemen, and then Gallows with an individual effort out past the second and third level of the defense. Oh, man, he just wrecked the entire Knights D right there.
And on for the point after is Baggett, and he boots it right through the uprights. Explosive play, and it results in a touchdown. 7-0. Providence Day leads Charlotte Christian, and they get on the board with 29 seconds left in the first quarter.
It's not the kind of play you can only look at one time. My goodness! He throws poor Caden Lawrence to the ground. What a run, man. Sometimes you just have to appreciate the individual effort. One more look. Great blocking up the middle, and then boom, boom, like Mike Alston with the Buccaneers. You remember him?
Yeah.
Just pinballing off folks.
And pinballs his way into the end zone for Providence Day, and that one stings if you're Charlotte Christian. Give up the big play right before the end of the first quarter as Baggett tees it up for Providence Day. Well, we mentioned weapons all over the field for Providence Day. And Gallows with a grown man run for a touchdown.
Didn't you talk about how much Chad Gritt loves his toughness and his physicality?
You saw it on display right there.
Does Chad Gritt not know his players or what?
No doubt.
He's going to put that one on the all-time reel.
And Baggett just boots it right through the end zone. Folks, that is his 89th touchback. He needs one more for the state record, 90, and that is for public and private schools. So be sure you stay tuned. Well, Baggett, we mentioned, is a boomer. And that time sends it right through the end zone. So Charlotte Christian will start on their own 20-yard line.
Chad Gritt told us, he said, we don't have to worry about special teams defense because he's always kicking that sucker through the end zone.
Very few returns on Providence Day this year. There's a look at Jamal Rule and his stats, 8.3 yards a carry. And they give it to him on 1st and 10. It's a handoff up the middle. I tell you what, Providence Day's defense has done a nice job keying in on him in this first quarter.
Yeah, let's face it, right? I mean, their offense starts with him.
Yeah.
And if you're Providence Day, you know you've got to lock him down. He had 21 carries for 98 yards. The first meeting between these two last month. You know that he's the guy to underline in this game if you're Charlotte Christian's offense. And it is important to note that Rule and Elliott Newcomb, the quarterback, went out in the third quarter of that game, the first time these two teams met. But 7-0, Providence Day leads it in the NCISAA State Championship. We'll be right back on WCCB.
Middle, it's incomplete. Trying to connect with Henry Holbert, who is one of their top tight ends, signed with Army.
This is a great play call. They fake it to roll, and Providence Day's defense is ready for the run. But the pass just a little bit off target, trying to get that one to Holbert. That's what happens when you have a great running back. It sets up the passing game. Quarterback just needed a better pass.
3rd and long for the Knights. It's a handoff rule. And drags a couple of tacklers, but he's short of the marker by about a yard. And it's going to bring up 4th and 1. And the offense going to stay on the field, at least for now, for Charlotte Christian. Well, a gutsy call from their own 29-yard line, trailing by a touchdown. Direct snap to Rule. He tripped. He tripped in the backfield, and a turnover on downs. Wow. Providence Day will take over.
Oh, what a heartbreaker of a play for Christian here. And if Rule is able to cut back, you think he's probably able to break a tackle to get that first down, and he just slips and falls. James is pulling out all the stops. They got good push up the middle of that offensive line, and Rule just could not keep his feet.
So Providence Day takes over. And check this formation out. Well, Chad Greer can pull out some stops as well. They go to Lott with running room. Lott spins across the 15. Enough for the first down, plus plenty more.
We got a flag down on the far side here.
We'll see what this is about.
We are seeing some of everything. You get Lott out on the perimeter like that, and you know there's trouble coming.
Yeah, I think they picked that flag up that was on the far side of the field. No penalty. Fresh set of downs. Providence Day has it at the Charlotte Christian 14. Handoff Gallows in between the tackles. And Gallows, a solid pickup there.
I love the way Bauer Sodoma gets in there and blocks for this Providence Day offense. It is a joy to watch him move around, and he's just picking up Charlotte Christian defenders and nailing them, creating space for Lott and for Gallows and these other guys to run the football.
A pickup of 5 on that carry by Gallows.
And when Sodoma's not blocking well, he's out catching passes in the flat, as we've seen here in this first half as well.
And Sodoma is also their long snapper, as we mentioned.
Sodoma just ran off the field, and Greer called the timeout because there was something wrong with either personnel or the play.
He didn't like something, and burns his second timeout of the first half. So a timeout here at the 10:02 mark. Left to play in the first half. Providence Day, you mentioned it, Armand, denied a state championship in the loss to Rabun Gap last year. They did win 2 state championships, one back in 1986, another back in 2011. Well, this is before Chad Greer took over as the head coach. And he has made this program a dynasty. And how about this? On this sideline, how about Greg Olson, Luke Kuechly, Jonathan Stewart, all on the Charlotte Christian sideline. And oh, by the way, they coach the middle school program for Charlotte Christian. I was talking with Chris James today. I said that's got to be the best middle school coaching staff ever assembled. And he laughed and goes, well, it started with Greg Olson. He said, hey, I've got 2 buddies, and the 2 buddies were Jonathan Stewart and Luke Kuechly.
Some good buddies.
And, of course, Greg Olson with a couple of kids that are in middle school at Charlotte Christian, 7th and 8th grade. Pickup of 2 that time up the right side. This brings up a 3rd and 3 for Providence Day. Ball at the 7-yard line. Looking back corner of the end zone, and miscommunication, incomplete. I think he thought Sellers kind of cut back inside. We'll take a second look.
Yeah, this ball is nowhere near where it's supposed to be. Sellers is going in. The pass is up and out. And that's going to force the fourth down here. And Charlotte Christian, for a moment, says we got a little bit of a break. But with Providence Day, is there such a thing as that?
Chad Greer's going to leave the offense on the field. 4th and 3. Ball on the 7-yard line. Sellers in motion. Lott rolling to his left. Lott going to keep it. Enough for the first down. And gets tripped up at about the 2-yard line.
That's the danger of having to deal with Zaid Lott. Charlotte Christian is locking down those perimeter players, those skill position players on the outside, Sodoma and company, and Lott just is able to take off.
Lott rolling to his right, fires back of the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Brendan Raven, his first catch of the night, and it's a TD. And the gamble on 4th and 3 pays off for Chad Greer, and Providence Day up 2 scores early in the second quarter.
Just too easy, pitch and catch. Zaid Lott is being the kind of star that we expected to see in this football game. He has met the moment so far in this first half.
Baggett on for the point after. And it's up and through. 14-0. Providence Day leads it here in the NCISAA State Championship. Let's take a look one more time.
Charlotte Christian not really set defensively, and they're looking in the backfield because they are aware of Lott's ability to run, and they caught Vince Rosen napping. Rosen plays receiver and cornerback, and he's just looking at the backfield the whole way. Looking, and as a result of that, Raven is able to get into the back of the end zone for the score.
A 14-0 lead for Providence Day over Charlotte Christian after the 3-yard touchdown catch to Brendan Raven. And folks, Jacob Baggett, who now has 89 touchbacks, can set the state record right here, 90, which would be for public and private school. And the previous record holder is Chris Dunn out of North Davidson High School down in Welcome, North Carolina, who also played his college football at NC State and had a stint with the Rams in the NFL. And here's Baggett. You betcha. There's the record for Jacob Baggett. 90 touchbacks and counting.
What a special moment.
Unbelievable moment. And look at the celebrations from his teammates. I'll tell you what, Christopher Dunn that held that previous record, one of the best kickers to come through the state of North Carolina.
Well, he's got some company now.
And how about Jacob Baggett? Breaking the record for public and private school tonight. And the handoff on 1st and 10 for Charlotte Christian goes nowhere.
This is why you don't want to get behind this Providence State team as well. You want to stay balanced. You want the offense to go through Jamal Rule. When Providence State is able to get this kind of momentum offensively, it puts your offense in a difficult spot.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. This one complete to Gullickson. And upended at the 30. Wow. What a big hit. Caleb Cooper.
Good job here on the play call, and Cooper just comes in and just nails him airborne.
We've called Cooper's name a couple of times already tonight. Newcomb, clean pocket, looking across the middle just through the hands of Estep. Boy, Estep's been a security blanket this year and just drops it on the crossing route.
Newcomb has not been as accurate as he would like to be so far in this first half. You got to give Providence Day some credit for that. But Newcomb, when he is on, we just talked about it, he was 20 for 25 last week, 287 yards and 5 touchdown passes. When he is sharp, he's hard to beat. He's got to settle in a little bit here and make some more accurate passes.
Newcomb pitches Jamal Rule. Rule looking for the outside. Rule with running room. And gets past the marker for the first down. He doesn't need a lot of space, but if they can get him going, Charlotte Christian is on the right track.
Providence Day does so many things right defensively here, but Rule is able to just escape that initial tackle and get to the boundary and pick up that nice gain for his offense.
With Jamal Rule, Nebraska commit, heading to play for Matt Rule and the Cornhuskers next year, as Coach James called him the most physical back that he's ever coached. We talked about the 159 rushing yards per ball game and just a physical runner. Providence Day's done a great job defensively on him so far in the first half, but flags fly. Actually, a timeout was called. Now, Charlotte Christian going to burn their second timeout of the first half. But they've got it 1st and 10. They're on 41-yard line. We talked about the turnover battle. Each team with a turnover apiece back in the first quarter. I tell you what, Charlotte Christian on their last possession, a gamble in their own territory on 4th down. And Jamal Rule slipped up short of the line of scrimmage. He gave Providence Day excellent field position, and they were able to capitalize and make this a 2-score game.
I'm really interested to see how Christian uses Rule here, because if Providence Day is able to clamp down, adding extra defenders in the box, Chris James is going to have to get creative with how he uses Jamal Rule. Option plays, pitches on the perimeter, using him as a receiver in the backfield, coming out of the backfield, in the flat, screens. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get Jamal Rule the football here, because this offense does run through him. He's got to be the star tonight if Christian's going to win this game.
Ball spotted at the 41-yard line with Charlotte Christian 1st and 10. PD with pressure and looking for the screen pass to Henry Holbert, and it's incomplete. Well, they got to get Holbert going. He's the Army commit, kid that plays both ways, one of their top tight ends who's been a security blanket this year for Newcomb.
Providence Day's ready for this. They blow everything up, and the backpedaling pass from the quarterback just sails a bit. And Providence Day's quickness defensively has really forced the timing for Newcomb in this offense to be just a hair off.
E-step in motion. Newcomb has him wide open in the flat, just underthrown.
And I tell you, it's been a tough half for Newcomb. Even when he's had receivers open, he's just not been able to connect. E-step comes in motion, one of your most reliable targets, and just enough of a threat there from Providence Day to force a little bit of a hurried pass. And Newcomb is not accurate with that one, and it's incomplete.
Tell you what, there was a whole lot of turf down the sideline. Had E-step been able to make that catch. On 3rd and 10, deep ball and incomplete. Just overshoots his man, Vincent Rosen. And it's going to bring up 4th and 10, punt time for the Knights of Charlotte Christian.
And Rosen never really has a chance at this. Rosen was sort of breaking towards the sideline, but that pass goes up the field, incomplete. Once again, another example of Charlotte Christian as an offense just not being sharp right now.
Elijah Boyth, junior punter, out. Oh, high snap again, and just got it off in time. This one takes a generous Knights bounce and trickles all the way inside of the 5-yard line. Excellent punt by Elijah Boyth, and Providence Day will take over right after this on WCCB TV. In back inside of the 5-yard line. It's a keeper by Zaid Lott on 1st and 10.
Not much there because of good penetration. You knew coming into this drive with where Providence Day has the ball positioned right now inside the 5-yard line that they were going to run Zaid Lott, and Kilgannon was there with good penetration right away to slow that play down.
Yeah, no gain. 2nd and 10. Lott with time. Lott looking for the deep ball. And just overshoots his intended target in Ethan Dempsey, 6'3", 196-pound junior.
And I tell you, Dempsey has a step. He just runs straight past his defender. And I tell you, if that ball is on the money, Dempsey might be able to run underneath that one and keep running towards the end zone.
Well, Chad Greer raved about this junior class. And Dempsey's a part of that loaded junior class of talent that's coming back next year for Providence Day. 3rd down and 10 for Zaid Lott and the Chargers. Fires complete. Oh, nice move that time by Fletcher. And makes something out of nothing. A pickup of about 4 yards there by Fletcher, but that brings up 4th down, and it is punt time for Jacob Baggett.
That's a win for Charlotte Christian's defense.
No question.
You get them backed up. Affects the play calling. Yep. You don't have the freedom to do what you want to do offensively.
And still half a quarter left to maybe do something with it. Make this thing a ball game.
Position. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tate Estep is back on punt return. He's dangerous. This one takes a Charlotte Christian bounce. It's Providence Day quickly there to down it. But excellent field position, as AB just mentioned, for Charlotte Christian. I think you hate to say must-score drive, but I think you got to respond here. You're down 14-0 to a deep Providence Day roster.
I think it is a must-score.
Yeah, I think this is it just to keep your momentum. Their crowd was in it early. They made a couple of stops. And they've got it at the Providence Day 42-yard line where the offense will take over.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Newcomb with a run here to try to get him into some sort of a positive rhythm.
Boy, Newcomb hands this one off to Cohen Kilgannon up the left side.
But that play call, I like that little misdirection there.
Yeah.
Get all the Providence State defenders coming one way.
Faked it as if they were going to rule in motion, and then Kilgannon's there on the carry.
You get all this penetration going towards you, and you're able to run away from it with a nice play for Kilgannon there.
Cohen and Ryder Kilgannon, identical twins. They're the top two tacklers on this Knights defense. This time Cohen playing offense. They'll both go both ways. Little misdirection again. The pitch to Holberts, looking for the sideline. Holbert still on his feet, trying to cut it back and wrestled down just shy of the Providence Day 30-yard line, but it is going to be enough to move the sticks for the Knights.
And you're just trying to get this Providence Day defense to chase you a bit. Good job breaking that initial tackle by Holbert.
1st and 10 for Elliott Newcomb and Charlotte Christian. Clean pocket for Newcomb. He'll keep this one himself. Newcomb slides. And solid pickup on 1st down for the quarterback.
And a good decision. Don't want to force anything down the field, and Newcomb has confidence in his ability to run the football. And I think, honestly, it may be something he needs to do more of in this game just to get something positive going for this team. He's a dangerous threat on the ground.
Now, Chris James talked a lot about Elliott Newcomb and his development. Newcomb actually played wide receiver and DB a year ago for Charlotte Christian and named the starting quarterback in the offseason this year. They go Jamal Rule on the carry, this time up the middle. On 2nd and 7, he's quickly wrapped up.
Really good job there by Christian. They had Jace Goodwin to come crashing down, the Providence State defender. And once he got past the offensive line, it allowed for room to be picked up the field.
3rd and 3 for Newcomb. Over the middle and deflected. Thrown a little bit behind Vincent Rosen, nearly intercepted. And 4th and 3 coming up for the Knights.
Justin Abankwah got real close to that one. You got to go for this, right? There's no way you don't give this a shot.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory all day long for Chris James. And the Charlotte Christian offense with 3:38 left to play, 2nd quarter. They fake the handoff. Newcomb rolling. Incomplete. The Knights' 2nd turnover on downs. And Providence Day, their defense answers the bell and forces another turnover.
You finally get what you're hoping for. You get great field position at the 40-yard line, and you're only able to get a handful of yards. That is a huge momentum shift for Providence Day in their favor, and Charlotte Christian is going to look back at that one and say, that's an opportunity that we had, and we just missed it.
Three and a half minutes left to play still in the 2nd quarter. That's plenty of time for this Providence Day offense working from their own 25-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle on 1st and 10. Good carry there by Aiden Gallows, who is a bowling ball. Had that 50-yard touchdown run to get Providence Day on the board with less than 30 seconds to go in the 1st quarter.
If he's this good at football, I'd hate to see him in lacrosse.
Hey, you know, Coach Greer talked a lot about that lacrosse helped him get that physicality for football. Multi-sport athlete, pickup of 4 that time. 2nd and 6 for Zaid Lott, the Chargers. Lott all day to throw, fires complete. Far sideline, and who else? Aiden Gallows on the catch and run that time.
You make the point. The offensive line has been so good. Look at how much time Lott has to just find somebody out on the flat. You don't need the big play all the time, but that kind of protection gives you the ability to see what's down the field, and if there's nothing down there, you're able to check that one down for a short, easy play.
Lott rolling, fires complete. Steele Fletcher on the catch. And a pickup of about 3 yards by Fletcher.
And Lott is such a veteran now that he's able to throw it from inside the pocket and roll to his left or his right as well.
On 2nd and 7, this one intercepted. You betcha. Cohen Kilgannon, the leading tackler, snares it for Charlotte Christian.
And Lott got a bit ambitious here. Tried to force that one into some coverage, and Kilgannon is there to pick it off. He was trying to get it to steal Fletcher. Watch it again here. Good protection, rolling to his right, and he throws that one into some traffic, and Kilgannon makes a diving interception.
How about Greg Olson and Luke Kuechly fired up on that sideline for Cohen Kilgannon, and just what the Knights needed here with 2:11 left to play, first half. Newcomb on the pitch to Rule. Rule with running room. Rule, spin cycle across the 30 and deep into Providence Day territory.
And this is the danger with Rule. This is a great play call. You get that defender to bite, and then Rule has room. Breaks one tackle, spins away from another, and picks up one of the biggest gains for Christian of the night.
Well, game-changing plays are contagious, Armand, and we're seeing it right there. The interception and the big run by Jamal Rule, and all the momentum in the Knights' favor right now. Clock ticking, under 2 minutes left to play, second quarter. Charlotte Christian has it at the 28-yard line. Newcomb, he'll keep this one up the middle, still on his feet, and wrestled down across the 15. Elliott Newcomb on the scamper. A big gainer and a fresh set of downs.
Watch 23 Jamal Rule. Watch the block right here. Look at that block in the middle. Creating the alley for Newcomb. And he is just a great runner. We talked about it a moment ago. The need to use him as a running back. They do it right there, and they pick up another nice gain.
And we have got a injured player down on the field. It's a Knight. Trying to see the jersey number of the Knight that is down as trainers come out and tend. With 1:26 left to play in the second quarter. You hate to see this.
Yeah.
State championship on the line for these two teams. Two storied programs, as we told you, and both out of that NCISAA Big South Conference. Two schools separated by less than 2 miles.
They do not refer to each other by name.
That school down the road.
Yep,
that's exactly what both of these schools said. Well, in our chats this week, that school down the road.
Jack Gullickson is who that is. Good to see him getting up.
Yeah, good to see him walking off on his own power.
He is one of many players on the Charlotte Christian team who plays both ways, something that they have done traditionally.
Yep.
Chris James wants his best players on the field at all times, and he's one of them.
Yeah, Gullickson, a kid that has had 3 interceptions this year and 3 sacks on the Knights defense. And, of course, some good plays tonight on offense as well. Kid that Coach James says has really grown in their system. It is 1st and 10. 1:20 left to go. Officially here in the second quarter. And Charlotte Christian going to burn their final time out of the half here at the 1:11 mark.
They had Rule lined up to get the snap there, and they had the quarterback Newcomb lined up as a wide receiver.
And Newcomb, as we mentioned, a kid that played wide receiver for this team a year ago, as well as a DB, and waited his turn and won that quarterback job over the summer.
I'd say that was a pretty wide decision.
Yeah, I tell you what, and that's one thing about when you look at this Charlotte Christian roster, you just alluded to it a moment ago, but kids that play both ways, kids that play multi-sports, and kids that have played all over the field, multiple positions. I think that is unique about Chris James' system. You mentioned he wants his best players, his best athletes on the field. He's done an incredible job in his tenure at doing just that.
And historically, they're undersized. I've had conversations with James in previous years, including this year. He knows what kind of size his team has, but that's where coaching, toughness, and the fundamentals come into play.
Here we go. 111, ball on the 14-yard line. Direct snap to Jamal Rule. Rule trying to tiptoe the sideline is ushered out of bounds.
Good job by Moses Poku Kankam of holding on there on that tackle. The blocking is great here at the line of scrimmage. You get Rule on the edge and you say to yourself, let me hold on for dear life, because there's no telling how many tackles Rule can break once he gets space.
Moses Poku Kankam, a couple of tackles for Providence Day in the first half already. Newcomb pulls it, fires, just incomplete. Looking for Cohen Kilgannon in the back corner of the end zone. And this is going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You had two receivers back there, and he just throws this one back towards the middle of the end zone. If he throws that one out towards the back pylon, maybe it gives Kilgannon a better chance, but throws it back towards the middle, and Providence Day is able to get in there and mess it up. You cannot miss this opportunity to score if you're Charlotte Christian here going into the halftime break.
Knights need the 4-yard line for 1st and goal. Handoff Rule trying to follow his blockers and plunges forward. Close to the marker, but just short. They're going to give him 4 there. This should be a 4th and 1. And it is from the 5-yard line for Charlotte Christian.
What a job by Rule of getting his body low to the ground, leaning in, and just sort of sidewinding his way towards the 5-yard line there.
Charlotte Christian is 0 for 2 on 4th downs tonight. 2 of their 3 turnovers have been on downs. 4th and 1 from the 5-yard line. And Providence Day is going to burn a timeout here. That's their final timeout of the first half. So with 14 seconds remaining, Charlotte Christian has it a 4th and 1 at the 5-yard line.
And there's a couple things I'm thinking about. The first thing is, you know that you always have the ability here, if you're the quarterback Newcomb, he can run. You also have Jamal Rule as a threat coming out of the backfield if they do it that way. But they've got some options here. I'm encouraged, if I'm a Charlotte Christian fan, by the fact that we've seen Newcomb get on the ground and be more aggressive as a runner. And if that continues in the second half, it's going to be able to open some things up for their offense, create maybe some lanes and some big playmaking ability for Charlotte Christian as we move towards the second half of this game. This is where your best players just stand up and make the plays.
That's right.
And that's what you need in a championship game. Your best players have to step up and make the big plays in big moments, and this is one of those moments.
Here we go. Crowd starting to rise to their feet. 4th and 1 from the 5-yard line. Newcomb going to keep this one and scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! Elliott Newcomb does it with his legs. Good call on 4th and 1. And with 9 seconds left to play in the half, new ball game. Boyd for the point after. On the high snap, it's blocked. How about that? So 14-6 our score.
And there's a flag.
We'll see what this is about here. A discussion. What's the verdict? Oh, it's against Providence Day.
It's a personal foul.
So Charlotte Christian is going to dodge a bullet there.
So the ball is what?
Yeah, now the ball on the half-yard line is where it's going to be spotted.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you go for two.
Yeah.
You're so close to the end zone now.
This changes things. Charlotte Christian to go for two now. And push back. So Providence Day, from their defense from the half-yard line, answers it anyways. 14-6. It will remain, but a new ball game.
Yeah, this is just a jumbled mess. Newcomb's trying to flip it, and there's all kinds of traffic there, and they just fall back on it. But what you saw on that drive, you saw as Newcomb finished that one off with a touchdown, you saw Newcomb as a runner, and that's what we were talking about. We had raised the situation before you, just before the play was run. Would they use Newcomb as a runner? The answer is yes. And here's the play. You get great blocking, and you don't need a long time. Newcomb is speedy. He's fast. You get those receivers on the outside, so you don't have to worry about the second and third level of the defense. It's all about getting past the first level. Newcomb does it with ease and is able to dive into the end zone for the touchdown.
14-6 and 9 seconds left to play in the first half.
That's a great way for Christian, assuming everything holds up here. It's a great way for them to go into the halftime break. They desperately needed that opportunity, and they capitalized on it.
They're going to squib this one. Picked up at about the 21-yard line. Running room, and finally brought down with 2 seconds left to play. Ethan Dempsey on the return for Providence Day, so time for maybe one last play if you're Chad Greer, but leading 14-6.
Does he dare do something?
I don't know.
Go out here. Greer's he's a gambler.
He is. He is.
Let's see how quietly they go into the halftime break here. Remember, though, that last drive, how does that start? The Kilgannon interception.
Yep.
Off the pass from Lott.
Think about this. Charlotte Christian gets the football coming out of the locker room to start the third quarter as well. Lott gonna heave it. Looking down the sideline and broken up. And that's going to do it for the first half. Things starting to get interesting here at Overcast Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Knights find the end zone with 10 seconds left to play in the first half. 14-6 ball game in the NCISAA State Championship game. We'll be back with more at halftime on WCCB TV. Providence.
Senior class of 2020. I am the middle linebacker and have been for the past 4 years. I've always loved being around football, watching, playing. So from 6 years old until now, I've always been around it, and it's just given me so much that I could have never asked for. I swam for 3 or 4 summers. I played rugby for 2 years. I've been wrestling since freshman year of high school. I played soccer for 7, 8 years.
We were hesitant to put Colton in football. We thought we'd start him out really young and maybe he wouldn't want to do it. And from that moment on, he was hooked and we knew that we were in for the long haul.
I started collecting football cards at 3 years old. I have thousands in my room and a couple loaded binders. And since then, I would sit in front of the TV on Sundays from the morning game until night, until my bedtime of 8 o'clock. I've been born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been in the same house for as long as I can remember, since 2 or 3. I have a younger brother and an older sister. My younger brother is now a freshman, so I get to take him to school every day. And it's super fun. And my sister is now a sophomore at Wingate University. My parents are incredible. They both came from military families, but they've been so much and they've meant so much to me. My brother's my little me. He's been playing football and soccer and rugby and swimming, and he's done everything I've done.
To watch him be a mentor to his younger brother is it's amazing and it's beautiful. To be on the sideline and watch him grow into the mentor to his younger brother that he's become is something that my wife and I are incredibly proud of.
And 5. I tell you, man, Colton Bogan he's that dude. Just 5'11", 185, knocked out. Great play there by their leading tackler for Providence, Colton Bogan.
So Colton's the leading tackler in 8A football, and sure enough, right, just the relentless effort, the coachability, all that stuff. It's just great to see him blossom as a senior.
Colton's stats are he is the #1 tackler in 8A in the state of North Carolina. It's an amazing feat. It wasn't surprising. We kind of knew he achieves those things. It's amazing to watch.
I think what shows is my effort. Whether it's scraping or flying around, I'm a tackle leader in the state for a reason. I put in the effort to make sure I get it. Line, pass coverage, everything I do it 100%. And I think the other players see that, and I think they look up to me in the fact that they see I give effort, and it almost installs them to give effort as well. I have just that snap when I step on the field to go make a play and have my impact felt, and that's something that I continue to do, and it's why I lead my conference.
Right, and I told him, I said, if you read the line of scrimmage like you should, you can beat the running back there and you'll make 1,000,000 tackles. And sure enough, that's why he's the leading tackler in 8A football.
Every game's the last drive of the game. There's no reason, again, for me to give anything less than 100%. So if there's a play I can make, whether it's the game-saving one or the first drive, I make it. That's what I do. There is no difference between 4th, 2nd, 3rd. I play everyone like it's the last one I'll ever play, because you never know when that is. There's an infamous quote in my family. It comes from my dad. There's 2 positions in a game. It's on the field and off the field. So do everything you can to work yourself onto the field.
I watch Colton be an amazing student, and I watch him be an amazing athlete and incredible on the football field. But the thing I'm most proud of is the person he's become. We are incredibly proud to see him and watch him grow.
The things that we teach, the things we take pride in off the field, you could see that he has bought into that as well, just by the things he's involved in. You know, his GPA is over a 4.0. He's always involved with different things in the community.
I just want to become the greatest person I can be. I want, at the end of my life, or at the end of my time playing football, to say that I gave everything I gave, everything I could give, and that's something I try to do every day.
Offense. That's a great tackle, too, by Bogan. Goes low and cuts those legs from underneath.
My hope for Colton, man, he's a high academic kid. He wants to go to a high academic school. the hope is that he can go continue to play football and be a high academic kid, right, and achieve great things.
I would like to go to college. I would like to play, whether it's walking on to a higher academic school or not. I would love to continue this journey that I've been on since so little, and that's just something I've always dreamed about.
He loves football. He loves football. He loves football more than life itself, and if he could play football the rest of life, he would do it. Colton, we love you. You are an incredible young man. You have been successful in everything you've ever done, and you will continue to be successful. We are honored to be a part of your life. We love you.
My name is Colton Bogan, and this is my Varsity Spotlight.
Here on Highlights. Stay with us right after these messages. Highlights. Stay with us right after these messages. huge few. Private school and booms this one through. AB, let's revisit your keys to the game, and how do you think these two teams have fared so far with your keys?
Well, we wanted to revisit the keys to the game in particular because of that final point, winning the turnover battle. 2 turnovers by Providence Day in the first half compared to just 1 for Christian. And this last one right here, the interception from Lott that we're going to see, the fumble right here right now is the first one that we're going to see. But in particular, the last one set the table for Christian to end up scoring that touchdown, and that's how they get the 6 points that they have right now.
Charlotte Christian is start on offense the second half, and this one right through the hands of Jamal Rule and incomplete. Rule had 320 yards of total offense. He's a back that is reliable, catching it out of the backfield as well. That time just slipped right through his hands.
When you game plan against a guy like Jamal Rule as a defense, you put the offense in positions where they've got to find different ways to get him involved. And Christian's been trying. They're still knocking on the door.
Rule takes the handoff, trying to bulldoze his way up the left side. He's wrestled back. Pickup of a couple of yards for Jamal Rule. Well, Charlotte Christian got in the end zone with 10 seconds left to play in the second quarter, and then had the extra point blocked. There was a flag. They spotted it at the half-yard line, and Providence Day answered the call again. That's how we sit at 14-6 right now. And this pass broken up. And a quick 3-and-out for Charlotte Christian to start the second half.
Justin Abankwah knocks this one down. Watch him here in the zone coverage, and that's exactly what you want if you're Christian. You've got Vincent Rosen, one of your star receivers, wide open. And here again, the opportunity for Charlotte Christian to sort of mix things up on a punt. We saw this in the first half.
Well, they turned it over on downs twice in the first half. This is a 4th and 6. And Providence Day doesn't bite. And a delay of game penalty against the Knights. So Elijah Boyd and Charlotte Christian will take the penalty and get set to boot this one away. I'll tell you what, dangerous punt returner for Providence Day and Steele Fletcher. But Boyd just got it off in time. And fair catch, just shy of midfield by Fletcher. So short field for an explosive Providence Day offense here early in the third quarter.
He's been taking the long snap a long time to get back to the punter. You do not have time against this Providence Day team with all the talent they've got and the speed they've got on their special teams defensive unit.
That's something that Charlotte Christian's been efficient in all season. In the long snapping game and special teams. But this time, Providence Day will take over from their own 48-yard line. Lott hands it off up the middle. And on the carry, that time it's Gallows. Had a 50-yard touchdown run late in the first quarter to get things started for Providence Day.
Gallows does a lot of good things for this offense. Not only is he a physical back, we've seen that. Not only is he tough, not only does he have good vision, but good patient running. And having this kind of talent at your offensive line really allows you to be patient and find where you want to run the football as you follow your blocks.
Lott looking across the middle, complete. Max Castle on the catch. He gets upended, but a big gainer for the Chargers.
See how clean that pocket is? He's got all kinds of time, does Lott, to just zip that ball down the field against this coverage. This offensive line has been superb all night, giving Lott all kinds of time to throw the ball standing tall in the pocket and delivering the big throws.
Fresh set of downs for the Chargers. Pressure coming. Lott takes a hit, and this one incomplete.
So what do you do when the offensive line is having some success? You send Kilgannon after him. And he's able to nail Lott, having Lott to throw that one off his back foot and force that incompletion. Good job of mixing things up there by the Charlotte Christian defense. You send an extra defender, and Kilgannon is as physical as they come, comes after Lott and forces that rush throw.
That's really the first big lick that Zaid Lott's taken. Credit to the offensive line for Providence Day tonight. Four-man front this time for Charlotte Christian. It's a handoff. Gallows keeps the legs churning. Close to the marker. And Chad Greer told us something very interesting about Aiden Gallows as we've got a night that is down on the field. Gallows was actually the third leading rusher for this Providence Day team his freshman year. He's now a senior and has battled injuries the last 2 years. And Coach Greer said this is really his first complete season since that 9th grade year. And he is trying to cap it off with a state championship tonight.
Kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Different reasons for different players on this team to be motivated. Gallows has his reason coming back from injury, getting back to as close to 100% as he possibly can. You've got these other guys as well who are all contributing to what they hope is the first undefeated season for Providence Day in school history. But it's personal for Gallows considering the journey he's had to deal with as he's been working his way through these injuries.
And 4 state championships in the last 5 years for Providence Day. They did not like being denied a state title last year. Now, this has turned into a dynasty, and the player shaken up for Charlotte Christian was Jacob Simmons, who's been really big on that defensive line this year, but is walking off the field in his own power.
Out of the injury timeout, it's 3rd and 5 now for PD.
Yeah, good to see him walk off the field. 6 sacks this season. Undersized, but so many of the Charlotte Christian Knights are. But still a big performer for them.
It's a 3rd and 5 for Providence Day from the Charlotte Christian 25. Gallows has the first down, plus more. Aiden Gallows pinballs his way to a fresh set of downs for Providence.
Watch
Day.
44 in red here. Watch him come and pull, and bam, just enough contact there, and then the running back is able to squirt free. Gallows so good. They care nothing about my replay, Kendall.
They went quick tempo.
You ain't lying.
You know, Providence Day will do that. We saw them go tempo late in the first half. 9 minutes left to play, third quarter. Your Charlotte Christian really need a change in momentum here after going 3 and out, receiving the football to start the second half. Lott with time, look at back corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Brings up 3rd and long.
Looking for Sellers here. And Lott just overthrows this one. Double coverage back there. Good job on the back end by Jack Gullickson there, providing the safety help.
That's a couple of times that I think Lott has wanted that back corner for Sellers to go up and get it. There's been some miscommunication on the route. 3rd and 9 for the Chargers of Providence Day. Fletcher in motion. Lott going to keep it. Shakes one tackler and stumbles forward for a solid pickup.
Are they going to give him the first down? Nope, he is just short. It's 4th down and less than a yard. You don't have to ask any questions here, do we?
Nah. Without a doubt, the offense going to stay on the field for Chad Greer. And his unit, Zaid Lott, has been really comfortable tonight. They go Gallows. He's got enough for the first down and pushes the pile forward. Taken down at about the 3-yard line.
And this is all you want if you're Providence Day. You get that ball to Gallows. He just drops his head, runs straight downhill. Watch him here. Makes himself skinny, gets slow. All he needs is that 1 yard, and by the time he's grabbed, he's already picked it up inside the 5-yard line.
1st and goal for the Chargers of Providence Day. Chance to create a little separation here. Closing in on the midway point of the third quarter. Lott. Taken down at the 1-yard line, a pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal for the Chargers.
When Zaid Lott is running, you've got to be able to stop him before he gets momentum, right? I mean, he's getting like full speed ahead before you touch him.
Back to Lott again. This
like
time
that.
He just walks into the end zone. There is flags down.
Number 10 keeps it himself. There's a flag that comes in.
2 flags down to be exact. Now, legal substitution on Charlotte Christian. The touchdown's going to stand for Zaid Lott, who walks into the end zone. And Jacob Baggett will come out for the point after.
Jacob Baggett, number 30. The extra point. Update of the hold.
Clean snap, and Baggett booms it right through. Important extra point for Providence Day there. They increase their lead 21-6 with 7 minutes left to play, third quarter in the NCISAA state championship from Charlotte, North Carolina. I think from your enemy here. Under 7 minutes left to play, third quarter. They went 3 and out on their lone possession so far in the second half as Baggett booms this one through the back of the end zone. Let's take a look at that replay, that Zaid Lott touchdown run.
He doesn't need a lot of room, right? But you get great blocking up the middle, and Lott is so smart. He's able to just bounce to the outside and walk into the end zone for that score.
Elliott Newcomb and Charlotte Christian. That offense comes out, and they need a response and fast. They go Jamal Rule looking to turn the corner. Rule, he does, and he's ushered out of bounds. A good pickup for Rule.
He's limping a bit after that run. Last time I saw him against Independence, he missed some key plays in the fourth quarter there. Independence ended up winning that game by 1 point. Christian went for it on a 2-point conversion after scoring with no time left, but Rule was not in the game because of an injury, and Independence won by 1 point.
Well, a timeout here at the injured player down for Providence Day as trainers come out to tend. Try to get a jersey number on who that Charger is that is down on the field. Well, it was 46-20, first time these two teams played back in the regular season. Providence Day dominated that game. Elliott Newcomb, the quarterback for Charlotte Christian, and Jamal Rule both left the game in the third quarter. We knew it'd be a little different tonight. And this has got that must-score drive feel to it for Charlotte Christian here, approaching the midway point of the third quarter.
Good to see Christian Lyles up there. And you know what, going back to that game, that first matchup between these two, it was 26-20 in the first half. And Elliott Newcomb was running the ball, had a fumble, and it turned the game around. Providence Day ended up scoring the last 20 points of the game and winning that one by the final score of 46-20. And as of course you mentioned, you had the injuries to Newcomb and to Jamal Rule in that one. But that game turned really because of the fumble late in the first half.
It's a 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard pickup for Jamal Rule. They fake it to him, looking across the middle, incomplete, trying to connect with Tate Estep.
Newcomb and Estep just have not quite been on the same page here. Estep runs a good slant, but the pass is just thrown behind him. We've seen that more than once tonight, where Newcomb is either thrown it too high or not high enough behind, too far in front. Just some missed throws here tonight from Newcomb on occasion.
They hand it up left side, and Providence Day's defense gets in there. Boy, they have sniffed that out all night long, have the Chargers defense.
And you kind of feel like you lose that drive on that second down play, right? That's the money play. You hand that one off to Rule, and Providence Day has made a concerted effort all night to send their linebackers with this quickness, the intelligence that they have defensively to come after Rule, and they have really shut him down tonight by and large.
Punt time for Elijah Boyd and Charlotte Christian. And this one going to trickle out of bounds at the Providence Day 48-yard line. So a short field again for the Chargers with under 6 minutes to play.
So when Lott threw that interception late in the first half, it was against zone coverage from Charlotte Christian. Here's the problem. Lott's been so good at running the football that he hasn't really had to throw the ball all that great tonight. He's been able to run so effectively, and it set so much up for them, giving them great opportunities to score as we've seen here tonight. The question is, does Lott continue to run the football And if he starts to throw the ball, does Christian throw some different disguises and some different coverages at him to confuse him a bit?
Gallows wants the right side, tries to spin back and does. Wow, and he's finally met by Henry Holbert. But Gallows shakes a couple of tacklers for positive yardage.
I mean, he should really be stopped right there. You got Ryder Kilgannon coming in to make that initial hit. And once again, Gallows just bounces right off of it.
Aiden Gallows has been a difference maker tonight in this game for Providence Day. Zaid Lott with time, wants it all, deep ball, he's got his man! Connects with Ethan Dempsey for a touchdown! Wow! And Providence Day delivers a strike here midway through the third quarter. Bag it on for the PAT. It's pure again for Jacob Baggett, who boots it right through. 28-6. Let's take a second look.
Well, we talked about the fact that Lott didn't need to throw the ball all that much tonight. And Dempsey is wide open because of some blown coverage. Caden Lawrence got lost there. And Dempsey has all kinds of running room. He is a good 5 yards ahead of Lawrence down the sideline for that touchdown. And all Lott has to do is put that one on the money. And the over-the-shoulder catch there by the big man to bring that one in for the touchdown. Dempsey makes it now 28-6 Providence Day.
Well, Baggett will tee it up. Comfortable lead now for the Chargers. And it is definitely a must-score drive for Charlotte Christian, trailing 28-6 with just 5:13 left to play, third quarter. And Baggett through the end zone yet again.
Just 14-6, not long ago, wasn't it?
Whew. That's how explosive Providence Day and their offense.
Yeah, doesn't that sum up how they get you, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before about Providence Day. There's an old song called Killing Me Softly. They don't kill you softly. They come at you quickly. They deliver big blows early and often. It was 41-0. They were up 41-0 at halftime against Cannon School last week. This is the kind of offensive punch they bring week after week after week.
Yeah. And they've totally flipped the momentum back in their favor. And Charlotte Christian had this at 14-6, and this one incomplete. Well, if you're the Knights, you got to find something here and fast.
Poku Kankam almost had that thing. He did a great job there of covering that. He sort of read it, and then as soon as he saw that ball released, he broke on it and almost picked it off.
Second down and 10 from the 20-yard line for Charlotte Christian.
I think there was a play clock issue there.
Yeah, now it's been reset. Mm-hmm. Yep. Newcomb with time. Looks over the middle, and this one broken up. Vincent Rosen couldn't lasso it in through traffic. And it's 3rd and long coming up for Charlotte Christian.
They run the slant again. And Providence Day has a host of defenders in there. All kinds of traffic there as Newcomb, he's just trying to find somebody on the outside here. But Providence Day and the talent they have defensively have just made it so difficult for him throughout the night.
Newcomb pitches. Jamal Rule dancing along the sideline, tackled out of bounds.
Jamal Rule, number 23 on the option pitch.
Good job by Trey Gathers. Christian is trying to move quickly here on this 4th down.
4th down and 2. Knights with no other choice, going for it. Newcomb wants the sideline. And they call it a catch. Tate Estep somehow got a foot down. Take a second look.
And Chad Greer is livid. The whole bench is looking at it. But they give him the first down on the catch, and the home team cannot believe it along the sideline there.
Move the sticks, and there's still life for the Knights. Newcomb across the middle. It's hauled in. Vincent Rosen, what a catch. Well, they ruled it incomplete. Wow, Charlotte Christian thought that he hauled it in. Take a second look.
Yeah, I thought so too. You finally get man coverage. Rosen breaks on this route beautifully, and apparently he did not hold on towards the end there.
And now Chris James pleading his case to the officials on the far sideline as well.
You finally get good timing, you get a good throw, you get a good route, and you still don't come up on the positive side.
2nd and 10 for the Knights. Newcomb fakes the pitch to Rule, fires complete. Jack Gullickson, big time catch, and gets wrapped up at the 45.
Another example of the kind of toughness Jack Gullickson possesses. Able to hold on to that one despite the contact.
And flags fly.
Prior to the snap, we got a flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, this may be against the offense.
Legal procedure penalty called against the Knights.
And it is an illegal procedure penalty against the Knights. Take a look.
15 now.
I couldn't quite tell who moved early there. Did you see, Gendel?
I don't know if it was tough to tell from that angle. And now it's a 1st and 15 for Elliott Newcomb. Newcomb flushed out of the pocket. Newcomb gets out of bounds. He might have picked up a yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him 1 on the scamper. Providence Day's defense just closing in.
Yeah, it's been stifling here. There's nobody open downfield, and Newcomb just doing all he can to pick up something positive for this offense.
Rule cuts it back. Solid pickup for Jamal Rule. And he gets close to midfield.
They have tried this direct snap more than once tonight, just trying to get Rule the ball, get him in some space, allow him to work on these defenders one-on-one and see if he can make somebody miss, break some tackles.
And I like the direct snap calls to Rule. This time they hand it off to Rule. Trying to plunge up the left side and push back.
It'll be another 4th down now. They need about 2 yards here.
Into Charger territory.
What has Christian not shown Providence Day to this point? Chris James is throwing the kitchen sink at this Providence Day defense. Is there something right now that they have not yet seen?
4th down and 2. Newcomb on the screener, incomplete, and a turnover on downs. And Providence Day will take over from the 49-yard line.
I mean, they just burst straight through the offensive line, and Newcomb needs more time than that to try and get that ball off in the flat, and Providence Day was having none of it. But like I said, Chris James, he's tried it all.
Yeah, no
Trick
question.
plays,
Yep.
that creative play call right there, having the lineman stay still while Newcomb rolls out to his right.
Yep.
He's done it all,
Yep.
Kendall.
Yep.
And very little of it has worked tonight against this Providence Day defense.
They're leaving it all out on the line, and miscommunication, incomplete on the throw from Lott as they take over from the 49-yard line.
And this is where you need your defense to come through, to force another turnover, to turn the momentum, to get a fumble, a big sack, forced fumble, an interception. You're going to need your defense to do something here because of the way Providence Day's defense has locked down this Christian offense.
And if you're Providence Day, you can start to leak some of this clock out as they do with Gallows on the carry.
Aiden Gallows, number 33.
It is interesting to note that both these teams have all 3 of their timeouts left.
All you see throughout the night is Christian defenders on the ground being overpowered by this Providence Day offensive line. You just look at those guys and you see the difference even on your screen in size. You just see it. It stands out.
Gallows carries again up the right side. And there's some movement under the pile, but Gallows comes out with the football in hand.
And this is how Providence Day has beaten their opponents for years now. Too strong, too physical. They overpower you. They just out-muscle you, and they sort of wear you into submission.
Now, they've won that battle in the trenches all year long. Big offensive line, physical. We mentioned they took down Roman Catholic the first game of the season, who's always nationally ranked. Wow, and Charlotte Christian jumps. Not what the Knights need with 1:02 left to play in the third quarter.
From 4th down to 1st down. I think this is Kilgannon. Yep, and he knew it. Put his hand on his head because he knew he'd just given Providence Day the 1st down.
Lott fires complete. Finds Brendan Raven, who's got a touchdown catch tonight, and he scampers for extra yardage.
There's a reason Chad Greer says, look, he just makes plays. Watch him turn here. Get Kilgannon turned around after making that catch to break free to pick up more yardage inside the 15.
Ravens, a bad snap. And Gallows just has to fall on it. Wow.
There was a whistle blown before that, I think.
It is a false start.
That was chaotic.
I'll tell you what, Providence Day, they'd much rather the false start than that, right? So,
yeah, Providence Day's not even set. They got players turning around, looking around. That was pure chaos, that right there.
Well, this will make it a 1st and 15, and the end of the third is upon us. We've played 3 at Overcast Stadium. Providence Day marching and leading 28-6. We got 12 minutes to decide a state champion here at Overcast Stadium. We'll be right back on WCCB TV. He got to Providence Day in 9th grade. I think the development has been incredible. And then you think about playing behind Jaden Davis, right, who ends up at Michigan. I mean, think about the guys that he's had to learn behind and learn this system under. And fires complete again. Running room, steal Fletcher. A nose for the end zone. Gets in there for a touchdown. Fletcher wasn't going to let this state championship game come to a close without getting in the end zone. And a dagger for your Providence Day there with a touchdown here early to start the fourth quarter. Extra point up and good for Jacob Baggett.
We talk in basketball a lot about good defense, better offense. There's a reason why they are so high on Fletcher. We talk about him a lot in the kicking game, but watch him here. This is just speed and quickness. 1, 2, 3, about 4 players from Charlotte Christian he's able to break through and get into the end zone for that touchdown. Making one man miss on the edge. Is able to burst through, got around Henry Hobart there to start that one, and is able to race into the end zone for that score.
That's a kid you're going to see at the next level. He is just a junior, folks. He's back next year. And, of course,
doesn't that send chills down the spine of of competitors all across this region?
The rest of the state, no question. And he can absolutely fly, as you saw on display right there. 35-6. And Charlotte Christian has not gotten a chance to return a kick all night long, and Baggett is going to keep that streak alive. He already broke the record for public and private school for most touchbacks, breaking Christopher Dunn's record from North Davidson, who went on to play at NC State, then in the NFL. And he continues to add to that total. I'll tell you what, and I think that his record going to stand for quite some time. I mean, he's well into the 90s now. He needed 90 to break that record. Bad snap for the Knights. Newcomb picks it up, and he's wrestled down for a loss.
And how about Zaid Lott? I'm thinking about him tonight. the snap. I don't know how bad it was. Nuka maybe was ready to sort of pull away early. But I'm thinking about Zaid Lott with 4 touchdowns here tonight, 3 of them passing.
And it's been a 21-0 second half in favor of Providence Day. Oh, big time throw and catch. Vincent Rosen, big gainer. Just what the Knights needed here in the fourth quarter.
They get a seam route here. Rosen makes one really good move, getting past the defender. He got around Caleb Cooper. Just good, quick movement by Rosen, a veteran senior on this team.
Yeah, Rosen,
trusted route runner, yep.
Rosen is heading to play at Air Force in the Mountain West next year. And we've got an injured Charger down the field. Well, folks, Charlotte Christian, and of course, we've still got 10:33 left to play in this game, but talking with Chris James, he likes the younger talent that they have. And, of course, we talked about the Greg Olson, Luke Kuechly, Jonathan Stewart coaching their middle school program. It is coming, folks. The Knights are going to be a team that is going to hang around the top of the NCISAA for many years to come. And that player that's being helped off the field for Providence Day is Hudson Clavin.
Hudson Clavin.
You make a good point, though, about Charlotte Christian. There's reason to be encouraged by what has been established here. And so much talent. And they've had talent.
Yeah.
This is not their first rodeo. They've had great talent coming out
right.
of this school, from Micah Gilbert to Bryant Young's son, Micah Young. Power 4 talent has come from Charlotte Christian, just like Providence Day, and there's no reason to not expect that to continue.
And we talk about Jamal Rule. He's heading to play for Nebraska next season. They toss it back to Rule in the flats and sniffed out by Providence Day.
That's Jace Goodwin there, and once again, Christian tries something new. They try something different, and they come back to the left. And Providence, that you got 2 or 3 defenders there before Rule is able to really get anything up the field.
2nd and 14 for Charlotte Christian from the 44-yard line. They hand off Rule, trucks his way over the top of one tackler and keeps the legs churning.
Hello, Will Wagner.
Little frustration from Jamal Rule on that carry that time. Newcomb on 3rd and 8. Fires over the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted. Quentin McCray with the INT. McCray, who's heading to play for Richmond next year and was in a wheelchair in 9th grade, picks up an interception in the state title game.
You gotta love the story. You gotta love this moment for him. Over the middle into all kinds of traffic. McCray gets a great return after that one, too. As you said it, finally healthy.
Yeah.
After such a tough journey.
Just a tough journey in his battle back, and look at the hugs.
Oh, man. You can see the emotion. The story of perseverance for sure. He's going to treasure this moment.
An interception in the state championship game of McCray's senior season. And he's heading to play for the Richmond Spiders. His playing career far from done. Gallows out of a cannon! Exclamation point for the Chargers!
It's just not fair. It's not fair how good this team is.
And they just keep it rolling here in the fourth quarter.
One of the most talented teams I have ever seen in high school football.
And Baggett for the extra point. Yes, sir. Up and through. 42-6. 8:41 left to play before the celebrations begin. Providence Day can almost taste it. We'll be back on WCCB TV.
Only
29, would be the first time in program history that they have had a perfect season. We mentioned 4 state championships in the last 5 years. We'll go back to that touchdown run from Aiden Gallows.
And what we've seen tonight, he's an unsung hero on this team. Bauer Sodoma. He's such a great blocker. Watch him here on the left side. He's able to get a little bit of a kick-out block and create enough of an alley down the middle of the field for Gallows to break free. An unsung hero on this offense. Bauer Sodoma has been able to make some big blocks tonight to spring some of these big runs for Providence Day.
Nice ball, first and 10 at their own 20.
Charlotte Christian will take over their own 20. Good throw across the middle on the crossing route. It's hauled in by Tate Estep. Estep is actually the old head coach, Jason Estep's son, who was a longtime head coach at Charlotte Christian.
That throw was on the money, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, good throw that time by Newcomb.
Good extension by Estep as well.
Yeah, Estep's had a great career. He's a senior. We talked about year 3 for Chris James, the head coach, and what he has done to get this program back to a state championship. We talk about that feeder program and what's coming. They're going to be around, I believe. This one nearly intercepted on the throw towards the sideline by Newcomb.
I'm still amazed by the fact that with as much success as Providence Day has had, this is going to be their first undefeated season.
Yeah. I mean, you think about all the not only Division I players that they put, but the Power 4, even NFL players that have come through Chad Greer and this Providence Day program, that this would be the first perfect season. Holbert on the catch and wrestled out of bounds.
I mean, I sat right here last year and watched David Sanders just terrorize this Charlotte Christian team. He was playing on both ends, offense and defense. I mean, he's right at the top of the list of some of the all-time great players. And it's crazy to say that because Jagger's only been here now 6 years. But you're talking about all-time great players in the history of Providence Day School.
Newcomb going to take off and run. It's a big pickup as he gets out of bounds. He'll stop the clock with, well, actually there's a running clock now due to the big lead by Providence Day. Folks, this was a 14-6 ball game at halftime. And Charlotte Christian got the football to start the second half. They had punched it in with 10 seconds to go in the second quarter to make it a 14-6 game. And Providence Day has been dominant in this second half. Little trickeration. Back to Newcomb. He fires complete. Sideline, Jamal Rule spinning. And gets across the 35. And a couple extra yards after that.
I just want to go over some of the names of some of the great players we've seen over the last few years. This is D1 talent. David Sanders, Jordan Shipp, Jaden Davis, you just mentioned.
It has turned into an absolute dynasty. And, you know, you think about at Providence Day, we mentioned 4 state championships in their last 5 years. 2 years ago, they win the state championship, and they lost in the regular season to Rabun Gap Nakuchi on this field, and then had to go to Rabun Gap Nakuchi for the state championship, and were able to seal the deal and win the state championship. Of course, last year denied a state championship to Rabun Gap Nakuchi. And now trying to get back on top of the NCISAA.
But you know what, though? In some ways, it works for the good of a team like this to have that loss, right?
Right.
Because it reminds you that nothing's going to be handed to you. Let's face it, a program like Providence Day has had so much success that it is easy to become a bit spoiled, right?
No
you
question.
just walk into a stadium, you walk onto a field, and you expect to win.
Yep.
But having that kind of a loss last year, it has to light a new fire under you. And that fire is going to result in them having an undefeated championship season this year.
Newcomb hurdles a couple of red jerseys and then slides down at the 20. Final 4:07 ticks off here in the state championship.
Newcomb smartly slides here.
Yeah.
Before Brendan Raven is able to get there in on him.
Gorman gets stiff arm after the catch. Sawyer Gorman getting in, just a freshman who made that catch right there for Charlotte Christian.
And on the other side for Charlotte Christian, I mean, this was not your night. You ran into a team that right now is just better than you. But you have to give this team credit, and we talked about it a little bit ago. Chris James has done everything possible.
Yeah.
Throwing every possible look offensively at this Providence Day defense, but they were there to meet every single challenge tonight.
Yeah.
And that's why they have this 36-point lead right now.
And they've had a fantastic season. Charlotte Christian took some losses early in the year on a tough non-conference schedule and then just turned into a totally different team as Newcomb takes a hit and coughs up the football. Recovered by the Chargers. And it's Charles Ebay, the sophomore, with the fumble recovery.
Newcomb just trying to make a play. Takes the big hit. That ball knocked free, and Ebay's able to fall on it.
With Charlotte Christian going back, they really turned into a totally different team after some of those losses. Reaching the state championship, but you're right, partner. Just tonight, ran into a buzzsaw Providence Day team that has dominated this second half.
But you make a good point. I just want to follow up on that point about the scheduling. You play Charlotte Catholic, Independence, and Myers Park in 3 straight games.
Right.
That is difficult.
No
That's
question.
tough. But they rebounded after that, and even though they had another loss or two after that, this was a team you learn a lot about your character. You develop certain habits. You learn who you are in terms of perseverance and what kind of qualities you have that can allow you to get to this point. Christian deserves a lot of credit for that. They had to endure a lot to get here.
Providence Day takes a knee. Just going to leak out this clock with just over a minute to play.
I also want to give a pat on the back to Elliott Newcomb.
Yeah.
Not just for tonight, but for the season he turned in his senior year for this Charlotte Christian team. And you look forward to seeing guys like Jamal Rule at the next level.
You can already see the student body making their way to the field. And the crowd getting up on their feet. And that's going to do it. History has been made at Providence Day tonight. The Chargers, their first ever perfect season, 13-0, and kings of the NCISAA. Your 2025 NCISAA state champions. Incredible second half, 42-6, the final score, and let the celebrations begin here at Overcast Stadium.
28 unanswered points, a dominant second half by this Providence Day team. Just too much talent across the board, able to pull away from Charlotte Christian in the second half for this championship win.
For Kendall Lewis, Armand Brody, our producer, Brady Pugh, and the rest of our fantastic WCCB production crew, we say so long and good night from Charlotte, North Carolina.